Best attack of the war, Mr. Clash. Let's get into this. Okay. E-drag, queen walk, bats. That's what we've got here. Okay, so the queen walk starting down below near the dead space. Now, the thing with the dead space is on this base, yes, it forces all the rest of the weapons to be congested. And yes, congested weapons, massive amounts of DPS in a small little area. So you have a look at the damage coming onto this queen. Had to put the rage down already. So then she had a Tesla, a cannon, an archer, and that expo onto her. Just the expo is only just slightly, if you have a look at the range, she was just must have, just so very close. So, okay, E-drag's coming up the top here. Going to have the king come down. There we go. The king's just dropped down here onto the right-hand side gold mine. So he's just going to path down there. That's going to keep these side drags coming in. So the Inferno's locked onto the Stone Slammer. These other E-drags are over here. Now look at this. The bat spells have gone down onto this area on the left, and just watch the havoc that they wreak throughout the rest of the base. Freeze the eagle, freeze the blowers. I was just going to click on that blower too. Now watch these bats here. We're going to have another look at that. We'll have another look at the attack after this one finishes. It's just absolutely devastating. The bats have done so much damage here. All the E-drags. Grand Warden's finally used the ability now. Queen not doing any damage. What I find interesting about the ability is, okay, we'll just keep an eye on this queen here. Watch how much health that she loses or whatever. So she lost a massive amount of health from that one shot from the E-drag, and she's going to go down here in a second. The E-drags will get a shot. There we go. Just got a shot off on her. 2 E-drags have gone down. 3rd E-drag, but we've got a couple little we've got a couple of minions going over. Game over for the base. Let's have another look at the base and see again how this was. Just want to pause here. Now, I've talked about quadrants and other little things as far as your pathing goes when you're looking at a base like this. So I'll have a look at before we go, let's just have a look at part of the analysis of the base. So we've got the air sweepers coming out this way, so don't really want to come into the air sweepers too much. This one's facing down. Again, it's kind of forcing us to start at the top. Now, what it's also forcing us to do is there's nothing here. Well, there's a little bit of trash here. So you could possibly have, I don't know, dropped a couple of minions or something along this side, or possibly changed something out for along this side if that was a concern. The big dead space, obviously with some Teslas in there, but otherwise it's going to force everything to path through the weapons. And what do we see on successful Lalos and things like that? We see creating a C shape is what we see. The aim is we're going to take out some bits and pieces, create a nice little C shape, and everything paths around. So I've got the high DPS cannon, multi-mortar, absolutely useless. 1 ground, 1 air, 1 air, and 1 air. So the expos are on air. So if we have a look at this sort of a situation here, we're going to take out this wizard. There's wizards there, wizard there. So all these wizards are right up here. So down this bottom side, apart from the queen, which is down here, there's nothing really to stop a tremendous load of bats, except this last little wizard, and that's what we're going to have a zoom in on. So let's have a look at what was going on here. Probably, I was just thinking about the drags, the E-drags. They all came in up here. Possibly one might have been dropped up here or here, but I think it was still really well done anyway, because the bats were going to take this section out, so the E-drags didn't need to be coming in on this section. So queen's taken that. It almost wouldn't have mattered if the queen had walked either way. Now she has walked down this way. She's not going to get a tremendous, I mean, she gets good value. She gets these archers out. I think she gets the Grand Warden out as well, if I'm not mistaken. So all of these things are things that would damage air troops at some point. The ground expo is not going to do too much. So we'll just keep an eye on it. So with the E-drags up here and the bat spell down here, this side will get wasted, which creates a nice little just through the middle here that the E-drags will have to go, except all the trash, of course, that the E-drags will clean up. So that's why these ones path this way. Once these weapons are down by the bats, the E-drags are forced to go over to the left. we see all the damage that these bats are doing in the middle. Take out the eagle, they'll take out this other air defense. Queen's just gone down, she's taken out all these weapons. Expo will go down. Let's have a look. Oh, we just missed it, sorry. I was a little bit too slow to get in on that one. Red bombs took out a load of bats, but if you were watching this one very carefully, all those bats came onto the weapon and the wizard just one-shotted, and 3/4 of that small group of bats that was there, they just all went down. Queen's still up. It's going to take down the Grand Warden. This dragon's feeling a bit sick. Okay, let's have a look at the damage on a full health Queen. Half of her health has gone down. So now have a look. See if she gets any damage from the dragon just detonating. Oh, it's really hard to tell, but she got shot from the E-Drag anyway, so she was going to go down at this point. Lovely little hit on this base. I will start it again. We're just going to zoom up quickly to have a look. We'll fast forward it just to have a look at the damage that the wizard does when that little group of bats hits that expo. Yes, the Queen is taking out some of them, but we just want to have a look at the damage that the wizard does to all of those bats. And we might actually even have a look at that on slow motion. So let's just get right in there. We'll have a look at what this wizard does to this group of bats that's coming along. Well, the screen's a little bit shaky at the moment. Okay, shouldn't have zoomed in that much. I'll get seasick watching this. Okay, so let's watch this wizard on these bats here. And, well, only a couple of bats left. Yes, there was an expo shooting them, but the wizard did a load of damage on those bats. And, of course, red bomb's going to take out some as well. Of course, red bombs are very... The bats don't trigger the red bombs, but if they're in the area where something is triggered and the bats happen to be there, the bats all get wiped out. So, there we go. Lovely little attack of the day. So, we're going to have the question of the day while this just runs down for the last 30 seconds. The question of the day is this. What is the name of the knight of King Arthur's knights? Which one of King Arthur's knights invented the Round Table? King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. What is the name of his knight that invented the Round Table? The answer is circumference. Just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for today's best attack of the war. Please let me know what you thought, or even if you have tried the E-Drag with the bats. I'm pretty sure this 8 bat spells, I'm pretty sure even if they nerf the bat spells, this is probably still going to be a good little attack at Town Hall 11. So do please let me know. Share this with your clanmates, give the video a thumb up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.